welcome. Episode 37 of Skottie Talk with Ken or Kenneth. I didn't get the answer to that question
either
as I shouted at him before.
My mom's the only one that calls me
Ken
Kenny, so either Ken or
Okay,
Kenneth
we
is
will.
fine.
Now I want to call you Kenny the whole show, but I will stick with Ken. Now, welcome everybody to episode 37 of Skottie Talk. Hopefully, everybody got to watch Skottie's live show with Megan and Derek last night.
Yes.
If you got to watch that and you're watching this is like the straight to video sequel. But on any other night, but tonight we have the man Ken Sebelin. Hopefully, I said his last name correct. With us, Sebelin. Dadgone it, 0 for 2. Ken Sebelin with us tonight.
Yep.
And for you all that aren't familiar with him, you probably got pretty familiar with him during May with all the books he posted. But he won the Skottie Young Appreciation Group You Complete Me Challenge for having the most complete Skottie collection. So we had to ask him to come on.
Yeah, you'll see why coming up once we start unveiling his collection. Because to me, you came out of nowhere when I started seeing your posts with the original art. I was like, who is this guy? What is happening? What is all this great art? So
the gunslinger.
I feel like I've been here all along.
Yeah. Well, I had to look and I was like, man, yeah, he's posted stuff, but it wasn't the stuff he posted. It was the quality of and you're going to see that the comics were just insane, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. What's laying underneath in the abyss. Wait till you see the art, the statues, all the other stuff. Absolutely incredible. Ken, what got you started into the Skottie collecting anyway? Let's just get the origin stories out of the way.
I mean, really, the first time I was looking for comics to read to my son, who's born in 2007. So it was probably 2011 or so. And, found the Oz books and read those with him dozens of times, if not more. He loved them as much as I did. And I was captivated by the art and, sort of fell off my radar. And then probably just a couple years later, it was, a couple of the baby covers I noticed. And I was like, oh, I recognize that and recognize that name and just, fell in love with all the variety of things he was doing at that time.
And that's no joke. Wait till y'all see this. This is incredible.
Tons of variety indeed.
I've been collecting, comics since I was a kid. So, it was a natural, fell right back into it.
And just to warn everybody, even though we're about to show a lot of Skottie stuff that Ken collects, he's not just a Skottie collector. He collects other stuff as well. And he's even shared a few surprises at the end that we'll show for that. But who else? I mean, Skottie, I'm assuming is your big artist.
Yeah, your main, yeah.
Yeah, who definitely. Who do you? Chris, I'm a huge Chris Samney fan. And Marcio Takara is another guy. I love his art. You saw the couple. I'm much more subject oriented other than the Skottie collection. So I have pretty much 3 subjects that I focus on. One is I should talk to Tyler a little bit about is I'm a huge Studio Ghibli fan.
Yes, love it.
I'm a huge Star Wars fan, and most of my comic collecting from my childhood was Spider-Man. So
very nice.
So those are the 3 subjects. If it's not, it's not somebody who I'm interested in anything they do. If I get a commission, it's in one of those 3 veins.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, the variation in style must be really fun there for, to be able to focus on 3 subjects like that for sure. So,
yeah, and again, there are 3 things with a huge variety within their worlds.
True.
And so it allows, whenever I try to get a commission, I try to find a subject that the artist is excited about. I never want them just looking at their phone and, drawing a picture that anyone can find. I want them to be excited about what they're doing. And so I usually try to give people options and, you know, and that's usually in those three worlds, they're going to find something they love.
That's awesome.
That's great. The very first slide we showed was the last day of the challenge. It had the big Marvel collection, which these are all Ken's pictures, just in case anybody doesn't know by now. But this picture here, this is kind of the big four, the ones that were worth the most points. And Ken, can you tell us kind of how you acquired? I mean, you can start top left there at Brick City and kind of work your way around to let us know how you got all these.
The Brick City one was, I had never even heard of it. I thought Josh, who was another person in the competition who I've talked with in the past. I thought I was complete, and then somebody showed up on this page and was like, "Oh, has anyone ever seen this book?" Maybe it was the David Cram who does the auctions. Yeah, and he had 2 copies of it, and he had found them on Hip Comic, whatever. I've been on that site 1,000 times, and I'd never even seen them. And so then it was just pretty much a 2-year long going, the only convention I get to is Boston Comic Con. I live about 5.5 hours north of Boston. So there's not much looking for me other than online.
Yeah.
There. And just eventually I got it on eBay for $30. It just popped up, and I've never hit buy it now so fast in my life.
Oh, 100%, especially with that one. So
I didn't read any descriptions. I didn't look. I was like, oh, that's the cover. I'm buying it right now.
Yes.
And so it was a great deal. It was now it's between that. The one book that's not on here that probably should be is the Avengers Prime, which was a New York City Comic-Con giveaway.
Yeah.
And that book is also, I think it's impossible to find.
Yeah.
It's one of those books that somebody just doesn't care about, and you're going to get it for nothing, or they know what they got.
You're going to overpay for a while.
You're not buying it away from them.
Right.
So, but again, just lucked into it. I'm so glad I'm not looking for it anymore.
Yeah. Well, you said Boston Comic Con's the one that you go to. Have you ever met Skottie at a con?
I met him momentarily at a MegaCon in Florida.
Oh wow,
Orlando.
That's Tyler's home.
Yeah.
It was probably 2014, maybe. It was crazy. We were driving up. We had gone to Legoland with my son, and then we were driving up to Orlando for the Comic-Con, and it was also the weekend. The Final Four was also happening in Orlando, and it took us 6 hours to drive from Legoland to Orlando. Maybe I can't remember where that was, but it's like an hour and a half drive. And we were just stuck in traffic, and no one was moving. And we finally got in, and Skottie wasn't at his table, and I was like, "Oh, we drove all this way." And then he showed back up, a little Captain America drawing for my son, and it ended up being a great afternoon. But
that's awesome.
Everyone. It was a great, it was a great experience. It's out of nowhere for us.
Yeah.
So like a 5-minute interaction. I did go.
Glad he was able to show up.
Boston one year out there. Oh yeah, it was like I say, everyone was at their wits' end at that event. It was clear everything was overrun. I don't know what the name of that road right outside of that convention center is that goes right through, but it was stop traffic for hours. No one was moving, gridlock.
Oh, that's infuriating too, especially if you got someplace you want to be. So it makes it so much worse.
With your 6-year-old in the car.
That makes it infinity times worse. So yeah. All right. Well, these were all awesome. The fact that you had 2 of the Fantastic Four next minute. I mean, it's just whenever you would post every day. Our buddy Seth, who's been on the show before, thought he had a chance at winning, and every day he'd be like, "Has Kenneth posted yet? Has Kenneth posted yet?" We didn't know to call you Ken back then.
No, Kenneth was fine.
And it was. I was like, He's not posted yet. And then I would look and like, nope, he's got them. He's got 2. He's got all of them. He's posted. The second prints. He's good.
That one, the Marvel made one was crazy because, having to have that credit card to get it.
Yeah.
So I was actually emailed, like I had no idea, and then there it was. I signed up for the credit card, but I wasn't getting, I didn't get the approval in time. So I was emailing back and forth with someone at Marvel Made, and I was like, I have the card. I can show you the number. What do you want me to do?
Oh my gosh!
Wow.
And they ended up sending me the pack with it, but then they also sent me one separate. That got whoever I didn't know who to thank there at Marvel.
Huh.
Oh, so that's why you got two. That's the
What are the odds? That's hilarious.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It was pure dumb luck that I ended up with two of them.
And
that's always the best.
Well, that's the surprise for all the people watching. Ken has volunteered to give away one of those at the end of tonight's show.
I did. Somebody reached out to me, and I already told them that if we're looking to sell, they're first in line for it. So,
well, that's the great thing about the community too, is calling what we call dibs, where you say if someone, and it's good if it's a collector too, somebody that's looking for the book, to be able to help each other out. That's great about this community.
So
yeah, we got Jerry excited for nothing. I'm sorry, Jerry. That's my fault. Now the poster. Where did you say you got the poster for? Or maybe
again, that was an eBay find.
Was that an eBay find? Okay,
Really?
Those don't pop up very. Very.
No,
seldom.
yeah.
You see those?
No, there was one that was, I don't know, $500 or $600 that had been sitting there for. Again, I probably got this in 2016. When did the movie? It was almost everything. Almost everything good in my collection is pre-COVID.
Oh, really? Wow. Well, there's such a big difference too in people getting it now.
Oh, yeah. But other than a couple of pieces, like you said, like the MF Doom piece, when that popped up in Scott, when I saw that one, I was like, I have to go for that one. I almost don't care what it costs.
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
That's one I just need to add to my collection. And again, that was on eBay. I think it was like 200 or best offer, and I offered 140. I think we settled on 150.
That's awesome.
And,
that's such a great find.
I was glad to put it up, have it up on. Oh, again, yeah, and the same thing with the junk hardcover collection. Same, almost the exact same deal. It just pops up once, and somebody almost doesn't know what they have.
No, unless there's a group of people that hunt them now that you would probably be hard to pass some of this stuff on.
Oh yeah,
but back pre-COVID, yeah, you're exactly right, dude. You could, yeah. This is
wait. I got the Lockjaw book from when I ordered all those books from Graham Crackers. That was whatever the other books are. I can't quite remember what the. And I was just looking on that. I think I paid cover price for that book.
Yeah.
On the Graham Cracker website.
Tyler likes that one. Tyler likes that one a whole lot. That's probably out of this page. I'd say that'd be the one Tyler would want to grab is the Throg one.
Yeah, the Lockjaw, is one of my It and Brick City Bunch are my favorite, just style wise. Yeah, they're just both super, super cool.
Well, everybody watching, you've probably seen all the books we've showed so far, but fasten your seatbelts, ladies and gentlemen. It's about to get bumpy. That sounded dorky. That sounded real stupid. But anyway, you all get the point. This is Ken's wall. This is one of Ken's walls here. And we'll have images of some of these spots zoomed in. But whenever he sent these to me and Tyler, we were both just absolutely jaw drop on the floor. And Britain doesn't skip a beat. Bump, bump. Thank you, sir. So this is incredible. I don't want to gloss over these, Ken, because these are all incredible. We'll actually come back to these. Oh my gosh, this is just.
Oh, so you're going fast. You're going way too fast.
I want to. We'll come back to these after people have a chance to see these. I want people to see this so Ken can talk to it, and then we can. The ones we miss are the ones I want to ask Ken about, because there's a couple images that aren't I guess enhanced, as we'll say here. So, Boy at the End, which is a kind of a really hot topic right now with Skottie on the brink of releasing his book. How many? I noticed this one, and there's other Boy at the End pieces that you had. How many of those do you have, Ken?
Probably 4 or 5, but this is the one I love, the all pencils. Almost all of his daily pieces end up being inked. He does real loose pencils and inks them.
Right.
And, I love this all pencil
Yeah.
by him.
Yeah, like I said, we don't see that much, and it is really nice to when you get. It's just different. It's just different from the inks.
Yeah.
I love inks, but there's just something about the pencils. Nothing really pops too much. It's just super nice to see.
Super tight pencils.
Yeah.
Too. I mean, yeah.
And the image on the right was actually one that was picked up on the Skottie shop post COVID, wasn't it? That's a newer piece. I recognize that one. I forget which book that was
all of
for.
them were 9x12. This was for not Monstrous, but the second one.
That's what I couldn't remember. I didn't want to misspeak, but yeah, thank you. That's an awesome piece. I love that piece.
Yeah, and it's 11x14, and all the other ones were 9x12. So
very cool.
I was like, I'll splurge on that.
I think everyone in this group, can feel that in one way or another, whichever piece that they've splurged on. So,
amen to that.
Oh yeah, you got to convince yourself. For me,
I think everyone has an easy job of doing that. So,
absolutely,
yeah, exactly.
Now, both of these pieces, kind of tell us a little bit about those.
The one on the left is the Arcanium cover. And again, that was an eBay find. It was advertised as a splash, an early Skottie Young splash. I recognized it immediately as the cover. And I probably bid $250. I think I only paid $140 for it.
Yeah,
and that's probably one of his first 10 covers. I got it from Sparkle City Comics. They sell original art regularly, and I don't, again, I was shocked that it went for what it went for.
Oh, absolutely.
I like the one on the right. The one on the right is one of his pages from the new X-Men, and it's one of the only ones that I have that's actually on the Skottie Young. If you look at that, so that was one of the reasons I was extra glad to add that to my collection, because I don't think I have any other pages.
Honestly, it's really cool to see the differences, like the graffiti signature of the Arcanum on the left, and then the SkottieYoung.com, paper, that top left. It's just cool to see those unique bits.
Yeah, and try as sort of I call myself a completist, having an example from every one of those stages is part of what makes my collection what it is, I guess.
No, it's 100% it. I mean, that's why I love, and that's for me one of the reasons why I want to go back and get stuff like Brick City Bunch or Throg, just stuff like that. It's not the value. The value for me is, like you said, the historical importance of the styles or the signatures, or just being able to look through all these pieces and go, hey, this is where he began, this is where he is now, and everything in between. It's just super fun.
And one of the best things about him is his style is so varied. He does so many different things, in such an interesting way, to my eye.
No, I 100% agree. I think that's why most of us love him, is because, like, you can love his baby covers, you can love his older art like this, you can love, like you said, there's so many variations to go around. So
yeah.
Oh, yeah,
speaking of,
that MF Doom piece, I couldn't resist it. And
that's such an awesome piece. Yeah.
yeah. And
Now,
I
where did you get the death piece?
love that. I love that death. From what's his? And I'm not going to be able to think of the name of the.
No, you're fine. I'm asking. You've got so much; it's hard to pinpoint
Anthony's comic art.
Oh, Anthony's comic art.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, and I have 2 pages. In the other one, you can see I got a Wonder Woman in that same sort of colored style that he was doing for a little bit there.
Yeah, that one specifically is a super unique style for sure. There's like not pinup, but that kind of, I don't know, just that style is so interesting. Like you said, there's a few pieces that kind of line up with it. So yeah, really cool to see.
Yeah, they're a little bit bigger again. That one and the Wonder Woman are both 11 by 14, as opposed to the mostly 9 by 12 that he seems to work in now, at least for these pinups. So yeah, you can see he really he was feeling
real quick.
People have tried to pry that one away from me. It's just hard, I mean, it's there's no replacing it, especially with the with the art.
Yeah,
every one of them.
You're right. That's exactly right. And there's no guarantee that they'll ever pop back up again. A lot of times they go to collectors that lock them away under in a vault where you're never going to see them even in public anymore. So if you sell them, you got to make sure you don't regret it almost immediately. So. Oh, the one on the left I love, dude. That was, and forgive me, I'm not even sure what that's from. What is it? My ignorance on that one.
It's from, it was a Wolverine, maybe Marvel Comics Presents. It was an issue, and then it's also on the trade paperback cover. Got it from Anthony Moy.
I'm trying to remember. Can't remember the number. I really love that run of Wolverine. Moy. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and again, it was a page that had been on his website for a long time, and I'd been looking at it for a long time, and pulled the trigger on it, and have been never regretted it. I love that piece.
No, yeah, those Wolverine covers are super fun. So
yeah.
And Ken, I don't know if you saw Tyler's comment, but he asked you how much the Hagrid was, and would you sell it? And I think you respectfully ignored that one, and I don't blame you. I would have ignored that.
Oh, that's why I joked. I was like, it's all in jest. Yeah.
I paid $20 for the Hagrid piece.
That's
no
cool.
crap.
It's like we were discussing.
That's great. That is awesome, dude.
I got
yeah.
that one.
No, that's
and
great.
Draco Malfoy that has some silver coloring on it. He did, both from the same collector. She was selling a bunch of stuff on eBay, and
Seth, goodness, yeah.
Thanks,
no, it's yeah, I know. I love his run of Harry Potter. When he got into it with his kids and then started sketching it, and we hadn't seen this one, and this one's actually one of my more favorites of Hagrid because it really captures his softness. He's a big burly dude, but he's just a cuddly bear on the inside. So
yeah, there were several pieces that Ken posted that I had never seen before.
And, I mean, these are a little earlier than when he was doing the
the newer, his more recent Harry Potter stuff. So
yeah, he was doing some daily sketches, and I think this was just more of a convention one-off.
Yeah,
that's cool. Much simpler sketch.
Yeah, these are, before we get any further, thank you, Ken, for coming on here tonight and showing us these, because there's so many pieces that I had never seen.
Thanks for having me.
This has been a blast. Like Skottie's show last night, these pictures dropped right in the middle of the show.
I never get to show it off to anyone, so.
You're welcome anytime to come on here and show these.
Post them on the group. I mean, we love seeing this stuff. So
absolutely. That was the thrill whenever you would post any books, and then like that same day you would post like 3 pages from the comics, and I was like, oh, where are these? Where are
I was
these
like,
been?
what
These
on
are
earth? Like, yeah.
yeah. So that was awesome.
Yeah, it definitely was. Have tried to get a little piece of interior art from every run he's done. So again, in that
Well,
sort of
it's
same sort of.
very impressive.
Yeah,
Me and
that's
Tyler
awesome.
are so yeah. So
And this one is the follow up to the 2 Wolverines.
Uh-oh.
yeah, we're having a little bit of technical. We'll get there. Just
Oh,
There we go.
am I back?
You're
yeah,
back.
you're back. You're back.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is just a follow up, I was saying, to the 2 Wolverines fighting, having 35 or 40 Wolverines fighting.
And it's interesting too, because this almost feels more Spider Clan, to me. So
yeah.
I did look, and I can't. It doesn't have the page written on it, and I did find it. It's in one of those little special and it's not Civil War Spider Ham, but it's like one of those books. He just did
Gotcha.
a 3-page story in it, and this was the end page. Was just a mayhem.
Oh, that's
And
interesting.
then again the all pencil Spider Clan page, Legend of the Spider Clan,
that is
$29 on eBay.
wow. That is, I mean, again, like out of the ones we've seen, like that's one that I'm much more in love with, just because, like you said, the all pencils,
Yeah.
especially how dark they are, but just his poses and the panels, the extra long panels. That's such an awesome piece. So
Yeah, it's a great page if you look at it. I mean, it's all colored. It doesn't look like much as the penciled page, and then when you see the produced page, you're like, oh, that's a great page.
yeah. No, that's super cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's killing our
$29.
Oh my gosh, you're killing us, Ken. You're killing us.
Again.
And it looks like, and I could be mistaken. Is that page 29 is what it says, or is that 24? I think it'd be hilarious if it was page 29. You got it for $29. So
Oh, that's no coincidences. Okay, these are my 2 favorite, Ken. I've said that probably about 6 of your pieces so far, but I put these 2 together because these were my 2. Explain how you got these. How in the world you got these? These are such great pieces.
These are both from the Skottie shop.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I remember the Silver Snail print actually going up there, and I'd forgot about it whenever one of our members sent me a copy of the print that I got signed by Skottie at Heroes last year. But so that one actually came. The one on the left was from the Skottie shop too. I don't remember that one.
That was just a daily piece. Again, I mean, I can't quite see the 2016 probably.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And so it was just when he used to do daily drops or weekly drops, it was just in there. And then the Silver Snail piece. I have a copy of that poster again, and I've always just how different that is, from everything else he does.
Yeah.
Saw it up there.
Plus, it's hard surface. He doesn't really do robots and stuff. He doesn't like doing that kind of stuff. So always fun to see.
Yeah, the mix of the organic and the inorganic there is it's a great one.
Yes, don't we all, Seth? Don't we all?
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
Well, Skottie has did a few pieces, and I talked to Tyler about this before the show started, of like stuff coming out of his head, or I think there's at least 3 out there of kind of the explosion. One of them Facebook removed from the Skottie Young group because they said it was a violent piece. But I've always loved these pieces, and this one I'd forgot all about it. I don't know if I can't even remember seeing it, but I'm sure we have. But I love this one. This is a great one, Ken. Both of them are.
It is a great one, and Skottie's love of music, and whenever he talks about it. So again, this was just one that clearly, he meant it all the whole way.
Yeah.
And I feel bad. I've never listened to Aesop Rock, and I know Skottie has really promoted that band quite a bit as one of his favorites. Have either of you all listened to their music? Or?
Yeah, I mean, I've listened to Aesop Rock.
Okay,
No,
I have not.
I need to. I love Run the Jewels. I know Skottie loves Run the Jewels. I mean, he's done a few pieces for them, so I need to listen to Aesop Rock. I just haven't, unfortunately, yet, but I'm sure I would dig them. So
Let's see. I'm trying not to. Okay, and these two pieces here. I mean, you obviously wanted to run a page from I Hate Fairyland. What the page on the left? I couldn't tell. Is that an actual commission or is that a
Nope,
page from Fairyland?
that's a page from the book. I got it from Felix.
Felix. Yep.
When Skottie was represented by Felix for a little bit, probably both of these pages, and so Tyler called out the one on the left, and so I shared that one, and then the one on the right is just one of my favorite pages for just
Larry's just such a hoot. Like, I just love his character.
Yeah, and I would stay on with you guys to talk about issue 41, but I haven't gotten it yet because I get my books through DCBS. And so I'm on a 2-week schedule, so I won't get my copy until probably a week from Saturday. Because again, there's just no stores around here.
That makes me sad now, Ken, because I know everybody's going to leave when you leave.
Oh no! Well, I'll stay as long as you guys want. As long as you guys will have me.
No, we'll do I Hate Fairyland 41 last, just because we don't want to run you off any moment too soon. But yeah, Felix, let me ask you: do you are you an eraser of the? Me and Seth were talking about the Felix always. Oh, we got Ken. Me and Seth were talking about how Felix writes the price number at the top in light pencil. Do you erase those or do you leave the price at the top up there? Because I've never erased any of mine. I always leave it up there just because I don't want to mess it up.
I leave it. No,
you leave it. I do too. Yeah,
I leave them. It'll help me remember if the time ever comes when they got to move.
That's fair. Yeah, that's like one of my pieces I got from Skottie. They had a sticky note with 3 on it, and I didn't know what it was. And I asked them, that was the original price before I got it. So I was like, oh, like I don't know. It's just like you said, it's like there's no reason, I guess, not to. It kind of came with it. So I'm like, why not? Leave it. So
where I was on them. So
I think that might be. Oh no, that's not the last of them. So do you have all your comics stored in the filing cabinet there? Are all these Skottie comics, or are these kind of a mixture of different comics that you? Yeah, we're
a little bit in and out.
Boy, we got time.
Exactly. Yeah.
With the Alpha Flight,
too good.
Yeah, the Alpha Flight on the left. I'm pretty sure.
Top 3. I've got another short box that needs to go into CLZ and go in there.
Okay.
Came from the shop. So yeah, the Alpha Flight page came from the shop.
I thought I remembered seeing it on there.
And again, it was one I had no intention except that I have nothing of his that comes with the prelim like that. So the opportunity, there was a prelim for a page I own available on one of those.
We're freezing up a little bit, I think. Tyler, are you?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it froze up for just.
So yeah, there was a. I'm back.
Yes, you're back. Yeah.
So yeah, again, one of those. They had a couple of those. Is it Whatnot? Is that 5?
Yeah.
Whatnot, yeah.
They had a prelim for a page I had that I really wanted to bid on. Except someone was like, "Oh, I accidentally typed in 123,000."
Oh no!
Were you guys part of that? Do you remember that?
Yeah,
no.
We watched both. Yeah.
Like, I don't know how to retract my bid. I don't know how to, and so nobody bid against him. I mean, I felt so bad. I was like, I'm not going to drive the price up. So he got a wicked deal on that prelim.
Yes, I
Yeah.
remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that
That's
because
wild.
Yeah.
people in the comments weren't sure what to do because what do you do? Like, you're not going to
Yeah.
outbid them.
I was like,
Yeah, no, you're
Yeah,
not
so-
gonna. Yeah, you're not gonna be
And-
beholden to that
well, right.
price.
Yeah,
And I didn't want to drive him up. I didn't want him to pay, so they got a wicked deal on it, I feel like. Good
no,
for
no
them.
doubt. But yeah, I
So yeah, so I
whenever
saw this paid.
Oh, go on.
Go ahead. I just saw I saw this with the prelim and was like, again, the completist in me. I was like, I'd love to add. So yeah.
No,
Very
that's
cool.
really cool. Yeah, that's cool that it came with it. So
Yeah.
Well, now this is one of the questions I wanted to ask you, Ken. On the right, on your cabinet there, the top right corner there, what is that a sketch of? The Jeep or the vehicle?
It was a Kickstarter that Skottie contributed to. And again, that page, that was a daily sketch on his website. I got it from him.
Cool. I had never seen
can't
that
even-
one before.
yeah,
Yeah.
So now the Ray and the Umbrella Academy, I recognize both of those. And for anybody that thinks Ken is taping original art, he has let us know that all these are photocopies, and he actually has the
Yeah.
art, as you see, in the left there, preserved in portfolios. So just wanted to let everybody know that before we get to the ones with the holes punched in them and everything
Yeah.
here early. So, but is that
Everything
another
on
Harry
the
Potter?
filing? Everything on the filing cabinet is actually turned into magnets.
Oh, really?
really.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh
I can
wow.
Move them all around. So those are all just
Man, that's
copies
impressive.
of the stickers put onto like a sticky magnet backing.
Huh. That's really cool.
Now, is that a Harry Potter piece that you got on the second shelf there?
Yes. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, I can't hardly tell. My screen's smaller, so I
Yep.
couldn't really tell. That was, dang, man. All right, I think that might
Yeah,
be.
so that's
Oh
one
no,
of
there's
the-
another.
No, there's
page.
two more. There's two more,
That's one
Dustin.
of
Two
the
more
pages.
pages.
Okay, cool. I keep forgetting because I don't want to skip too far ahead. So to get to I Hate Fairyland 41, I don't want to spoil anything for Ken. So, is that a Rumble? Is that a Rumble sketch up there at the top right?
Oh,
What is it?
yes.
Oh, okay,
Yep,
okay.
And that was a daily sketch. I was sure it was going to be a cover, and then he did do a Rumble cover,
He did, yeah.
but that
I
wasn't.
mean,
the
I didn't
page they
notice the
used.
clay face before.
I was sure when I got it from him though. Yeah, but that's not the image they used.
Oh, that's cool. The now what's the one on the right, the devil looking one?
Yeah,
I
that's
was gonna
another
ask that
piece
as
from,
well. Yeah.
Anthony from that same time period. He gave me a pretty reasonable. But he's always been pretty reasonable. That's the one in the middle on the right of the three.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yep.
Oh, me, we're having a few technical difficulties
Buffer
tonight,
time. Yeah.
But boy, if we got to pause on an image, this is an image you want to pause on for a while. So we'll give
me?
Ken. Yeah,
Yep,
we
can
got
hear
you
you again.
Ken.
Yeah.
Out again.
Yeah, it's all right, man. I had the same issues with mine when we first started, so we'll get there here in a second.
Yeah. So anything you want to know about, just
Let's see how many more we have on this one. Oh,
let me know.
Oh man, Ken, we're losing you, dude. I'm sorry. We're the
Yeah.
voice, the audio is going in and
Yeah.
out.
So
But
here's some Derek Loffman pages. I don't know what to do. I'm like I say, I'm technically at my limit.
No,
Well,
perfectly fine. You're back now. So
yeah, no, you're doing good. We're just these were two pages that you and Tyler kind of talked about quite a bit yesterday, and this isn't really my wheelhouse, the Studio Ghibli or however you pronounce it. But
yeah,
Tyler
Ghibli.
was Ghibli. Tyler was very excited to see these pieces, and he was telling me all about it before you came on tonight, Ken. And I mean, how many pieces by Derek? Are these the only two you have by Derek, or do you have other ones? Oh, we lost him.
Uh-oh. Buffering now. So this is the last page, and then we can hop back to the earlier pictures too that we skipped. So
yeah, and Seth's still trying to win the contest. Seth is still trying to. But so have you been collecting Derek for a while, or are these relatively new? Oh no.
Us.
uh-oh. A little bit in and out.
I don't know what to. But no, these are the only 2-page pieces I have of his. Like I say, the cat bus was a add-on to a sketchbook of his I bought, and then the Castle in the Sky, the Laputa piece, was Inktober page. One of the prompts was Castle, and so I probably picked up 4 or 5 Laputa pieces from there. As I was telling Tyler, it's my favorite.
Yeah, I remember when these went up, so I said I was glad, that it went to you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I love that film. There's something about it that really.
I mean, I think that's the thing, the Ghibli films, most everyone agrees they're all great, but everyone has like their own specific one, that just connect with for some reason. So.
Yeah. And like I say, Spirited Away, I can't say a bad word about it. I couldn't love it more. Mononoke is just, an incredible piece of art to me.
Yep.
But
I was noticing too, I was telling Dustin, your Totoro and Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind, it looks like there as well, the tops of them.
Yeah. And last year when we did the Not Skottie week, I think I shared a bunch of my Ghibli pieces, and
I'll have to go back. I tried going through everybody's, but I have to go back and look at those.
I'll gladly share some with you. Again, happy to find somebody who's interested, who wants to talk about it. To me, there's no finer art made than what they're putting out.
No, yeah, I was telling Dustin, it's funny because the person who introduced me, funny enough, was my dad, who's an anesthesiologist, not a single creative bone in his body, but came home, was like, hey, there's this movie that supposedly is really good. It's called Spirited Away. I don't know, you guys might like it. And it changed my life forever after that. So
it's incredible. I mean, it's just, they're all a feat to behold. And like I say, as a commission, inspiration, there is just such an incredible world.
No, yeah. Like you said, so many great, the world itself, the characters and everything, there's just so much to choose from. So,
and I, even though Laputa is my favorite, I rarely, I'm getting, commissions because I don't really want a picture of Pazu and Shita. They're pretty bland lead characters, for commission inspiration.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We'll jump back to the very beginning now because I wanted everybody to see the group shots.
Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't mean to gloss over these real quickly before, but I want everybody to kind of zoom in and see. And you'll see pieces on the wall here, especially the rocket is because that looks like a pretty large piece there. Is that by Skottie, or is that a reproduction of a larger piece, or
the Rocket Raccoon?
Yeah.
Oh, that actually my son and I drew that in crayon on the wall.
Oh, that's awesome.
It looked like it looked like Skottie's work, and I was thinking
it is that cover. We just took the image and got a digital projector and projected it up onto the wall, and we got crayons out and spent a day drawing it.
That's awesome. That's super cool.
It looks really good. It looks really good, man. Yeah, I was very impressed with that piece.
Basically, those are pictures of my office and essentially every every wall has one or two drawings that he and I did, and then I do something similar for him for Christmas every year. So he's got a giant Totoro drawn in his room, and a big cat bus, and
That's super cool.
and an Iron Giant. It's just,
I love that.
Yeah. So yeah, so we've also got the upside down hanging Spider-Man in the other corner. That's where a bunch of my Spider-Man art is up on the wall.
That's a great one, yeah.
Now this is just kind of zoomed out of some of the picture that we saw a few seconds ago, but I was looking at you had two pieces up there in the top left corner of the CGC books.
Yeah,
and those are both sketches too.
Thing.
Yeah, I advise anybody to take screenshots of these images that we're putting up here and zoom in and just kind of look at some of this, because it's so impressive, man. I mean, this has been a thrill to look through these and see these for me and Tyler. So we have enjoyed it immensely.
Again, it's a thrill to share, and it's it's just fun for me to find people who appreciate and want to talk about it. I'm happy to share. There's no point in me just looking at it by myself.
Well, that's why most of us are. So we're happy we found each other.
Exactly.
We can all enjoy this together. So do you have? I'm assuming someone had wanted to do a "You Complete Me" statue contest, and then I saw this image, and I started thinking, it's like, no, they don't want to. They don't want to do that against Kenneth. So you have every statue.
Again, I think so. I think so.
I mean, I was zooming in, and I didn't see a single missing one. So
I saw the frog, the Thor frog from Sideshow was over the right. So that was one I was looking for, and it was there. So and the Marvel minis and the cars and all that stuff. I mean,
the ornament, that's a big one too, because that one was difficult to get.
Yes.
So
yeah. And Dustin, you have the original for that, right? Am I correct?
No, my computer messed up on that one. I was at Disney when that art went live for the ornament, and I was like in the Finding Nemo. I was at Epcot.
Oh, and I saw you had posted it. Maybe I
posted.
I
was just showing as probably part of the Christmas set, or letting everybody know it was going up for sale. And I went, and the add to cart button wouldn't work, and I couldn't get a signal.
No.
Yeah, and I refreshed twice, You got that little sold out button on it, and I was like, so no, that one. As soon as Tyler mentioned the ornament, it was PTSD popped up on me. So.
Yeah,
I want to know who has the giant version. So
yeah. I agree. Let's see this next one here. Now the books. This is what costs Tyler some money. This image here. Am I not mistaken, Tyler?
No, you're not.
Sorry, Tyler.
No, it's completely fair. So this is one of those moments where somebody shares their art, and where Dustin and I are both zooming in and looking, and immediately I'm drawn. I can't zoom in, but the black books in the middle shelf with these stars on them. Those are Skottie Young books. They're I Hate Fairyland books. And I was like, what are those? They're giant. Yeah, look at these. Look at that. Look at the foil. Oh, my gosh.
I'm going to try to blow Kenneth up. So he can...
Yeah, get him. Yeah.
So
man, that looks so awesome.
And full color, like bigger than 11 by 17. Full pages.
Oh, man.
All in German.
That is so good. Yeah, these are. Yeah.
But yeah, they're just so much fun to look through. It's like you were saying, it's like an artist edition.
Yeah, because that's what drew me. Like we talked about. Yeah, I love artist editions. They're always oversized. They're some of my favorites to look at, because you get the art big and bright. So finding out that and funny enough, I had just bought, as I told you, the French editions. So it was fitting then you show me German editions, and I was like, well, I've got to have these. And I found this random German site, this shop that had all of them, and I grabbed them all, and they're on their way, and I cannot wait to see these in person. There's 6 of them. Yeah. There's 2 colors each, funny enough. There's no differentiation between the colors, but I was like, if I'm going to grab them, I might as well grab them all. So
do we know that that there's no differentiation between them?
True. Yeah, I guess we don't. Yeah, I guess I'm assuming that there's no difference. So I guess we'll have to see once they arrive.
Because now I'm excited to see what you get, what you find out, because I've never seen the other colors.
Yeah. Well, make sure and tag Kenneth in the pictures that you post, Tyler.
Exactly. Yeah. No, it's. I mean, again, that's what's so cool, is seeing collections like this and going, all right, cool. Yeah, I've got that one. I'm like, wait a minute, what is that? I've never seen that before. And then deep diving and like I said, these came out 2017. It seemed like is what I saw. Tokyo Pop, I think, was the company that did these versions. So yeah, no, I'm a huge I Hate Fairyland fan. It's probably my favorite, series, from him that he's done. So yeah, to add that stuff to the collection is super awesome. So
yeah, well, like I said, can't wait to hear. I'm excited for you.
No, yeah, I appreciate it. It was an immediate like, oh no, I've got to quit looking and just go look at these. But the other thing I was going to ask was the I Hate Fairyland badge. Was that a San Diego Comic Con badge that day, or?
I don't think it's San Diego. Is it that one? Might be Heroes, is it?
Oh, okay.
Emerald City.
Emerald City. Okay.
Oh.
Very good. I was wondering, I was like, because yeah, that's super cool.
And then I have this one.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, that's the Heroes, right? Yeah.
Which was the Heroes, and I think there are 9 that he did. Oh,
yeah, yes, please.
There were 9.
That's cool.
That's Exhibitor. That's so cool.
Yeah. There were 9 X-Men, and I've seen the original art. Felix sold that. And, it was a little more than I could go for at the time. Now it would have been a steal.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Yeah, being a younger collector, that was my issue. Was I've been collecting Skottie for a while, but mainly just comics because that's really all I could acquire at the time. But now I'm getting into original art and all that stuff, and I'm like, man, I'm hitting it at a higher point. But I'm still just trying to get what I can. So.
Oh, I mean, you said you had that Fortnite loading page. That's what a great page that is. What a great piece of art that is.
No, yeah, I was super. I'd asked about that one, and they had it for a whole year, and nobody else, I guess, reached out. They didn't sell it, and I was so thankful. So
yeah.
Well, Ken, is there anything? Because we don't want to spoil anything for I Hate Fairyland, but is there anything that you want to? Is there anything else you want to show us?
Yeah, specific.
I'm sitting like a kid in a candy store.
Again,
there's any unique.
I'm happy to share if there's anyone out. I don't know how many. If there's any people listening that have anything they're interested in, or there's anything you guys are interested in.
I
guess I'd be curious. What was the hardest piece to acquire in your collection? You think?
Yeah, Josh is right.
No,
we're not worthy.
Not true at all. I mean, again, I'm going to probably say that Brick City Bunch, finding that, that was the longest hunt for me.
Yeah.
Something that I knew of, that I was looking for, that, was just, I mean, even the Avengers Assemble, I have one now. I had 2. I traded one for my Bernard the World Destroyer book. Do you guys know that book? The Bernard that was again.
Oh, yeah, because didn't we talk about that recently, or maybe not?
I'm gonna let Ken. I think I know what it is, but I'm not 100% sure, so I don't want to.
Yes, the Dustin. It's the hardcover book he did.
Okay,
super difficult to find. Yeah, that's so cool that you were able to trade it for that. So,
hey Daniel, welcome aboard, bud.
Yeah, this is one I'd love to have.
I have a feeling as soon as I see it, it's gonna just like.
Yeah, you'll know immediately. Yeah.
I can't find it. It's somewhere here. That's the problem. So much. Where did it go?
Okay, we'll post it. Britton asked a good question. We'll get Ken to answer this one.
What's the question?
Tyler, you want to read it?
You've noted a bunch of awesome moments with your son. What does Skottie mean to your relationship with your son, and does he know, or does he now have a love for comics as well?
He does. He recognizes Skottie, his art immediately. Without a doubt. Like I was saying to Dustin, the big prize for me has been he's impressed that I won this contest.
Yeah.
He is quite an artist himself, my son, and I'll tell you, we made photocopies of that little Captain America Skottie drew for him at that Heroes Con, and I probably have 70 different color variations of my son.
Oh, wow.
Coloring that in different ways, and just asking me to make more copies of it so he could color it more and do that. And so
that's so cool.
I can thank my son and like I said, reading those Oz books for being the first step into this world.
Do you? I don't know if you should. Do you have any Oz art in your collection, or?
Yep, I did. I posted it with the Oz books.
Or did I miss it? Yeah.
I can.
Oh yeah, that was the day that we had the Oz. I forget which day that was. Day 20 something.
That's right.
That was one of the groups of pages they posted for. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a couple pages from the first one, and I have a great double page of them coming over the hill and seeing the castle. And then a couple of pages from. Oh, yep, that's the.
Sorry, yeah, I just wanted to pop this up. This is the Adventures of Bernard the World Destroyer. So.
Yeah, and so that was a daily thing he was doing online, and then he collected it into that book, and it's a super limited print run.
Yeah. Cool too, because it's very similar to Derek Loffman's Witch of Wickerson that he did for Inktober. So I love that same kind of vein of short, quick stories. So
yeah, and somebody was giving it away with a sketchbook.
Oh wow!
On eBay, they were like, "Oh, if you buy this, I'll just throw in this book I have."
That's so cool.
I didn't even notice that, and then I went back and looked and was like, "Oh, why didn't I bid on it?"
Why didn't you?
Yeah. And so I reached out to the seller and was like, "Could you send my name to your buyer?"
Yeah.
And so I ended up striking up a conversation with them and traded them, like I say, Avengers Assemble for that book. And, again, I was talking about, maybe regret it now, except, price wise, but I don't, that $1,200 that Avengers Assemble sold for the other day. You guys saw that one?
Oh, we saw it. We saw it.
Yeah.
We were debating on bidding on it. So, yeah, we saw it.
Do we know who got it?
We do. Yeah, somebody in the group got it. I can't remember who it was.
Great.
Top of my head, but yeah, they were. I think they said it was a birthday gift to themselves. So, if I'm not mistaken,
well, I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah, so I was glad I didn't bid. I didn't want to bid them up too high, but that
was no. Again, but
Yeah, the books like that pop up now, especially now, it's hard to pass everybody's radar. You have to really misspell some words or something.
Yeah,
get them out there. But
and that's it. That's the only way is just something that's totally mislabeled. I feel like it's the only way
exactly right
nowadays on there.
Or like part of, like you said, part of like a larger cell or something. So.
Well, one piece that if people goes back and look at the pictures here, Ken, that you had posted on your wall was the Galactus eating the world. I love that one too. I was hoping, I meant to ask you for an up close shot of that one, but that's another great one. Any of his that have Galactus in them, in
eating something,
yes, they are so good.
I'll share that one with you. That one I got. It's in a sketch. It's the only sketch in somebody's sketchbook that they sold.
Oh, really?
They were like, oh, I was going to start collecting art, and I got this one sketch, and I just decided I'm not going to do it. So if anyone wants a sketchbook with one sketch in it, I was like, that's the sketch? Yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah, definitely.
So, I thought you were asking.
No question,
us. Yeah,
Oh,
Tyler,
yeah,
I was like, yeah,
that's how
yeah, I'll tell you.
That's how
This
they were
guy, this
selling
guy.
it. I was like,
Okay.
yeah, that's not a root. They made it seem like the sketchbook had been ruined because somebody had already used a page.
Yeah, that's so funny. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Get my razor out, cut that page out, and
Yeah.
hang it on the
Well,
wall.
I'll take a picture of that one and add it to the chat.
Oh,
Please
that's
do.
awesome. Yeah,
Please do.
thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we've kept you for an hour now. We appreciate your time so much. Is there
Again,
anything
I've had
else
a
you
great
want to?
time.
Oh no, we've got to have you back on sometime because this you've just like I said, I told everybody this was like the tip of the iceberg.
Can
I
of
feel like
worms. Yeah.
we've just now seen the tip of the iceberg. We haven't got to see the full collection. So yeah, please come back sometime. After we get back from Heroes, we'll have to come back on
There
and
is
see the rest.
again. I'd
Rest
love
of the
to.
collection that you didn't show.
And Tyler and I talked about just having a time when we sat down and talked about Ghibli, and I'd love to. And again, I love sharing about sharing my collection with people who want to talk about it and appreciate it and love it as much as I do. So
No,
Yeah,
like you
and
said, it makes it, that much more enjoyable seeing the joy in other people when you share your collection and then the history and all that stuff. So yeah, we greatly appreciate you having you on here. So
yes, sir. Yes, sir. And if y'all want to do a Ghibli show,
yeah,
I don't know anything about it, but I don't mind facilitating
I
it.
was gonna say Skottie has Ghibli pieces as well. So I mean
Yes,
it's kind of similar to what was it, the movie one we did where we did
exactly.
so
Yes, yeah.
I'm kind of thinking, yeah, something similar in
Halloween, we
that
did that.
vein.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I like theme shows, so we'll have to
yeah,
do that. We'll make sure to have you on, Ken, because you'll know a heck of a lot more than I
love
will,
to.
because I know nothing about it. So, all right, thank you so
Well,
much.
I'm jealous
Ken.
you guys get to go to Heroes. Wish I could join you down there.
Yeah,
one of these
wishing you were there
days.
too. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. Maybe next year. Maybe
you
next
know,
year you
it's just-
can.
It's far away. It's far away. It's a tough time of year for me. This is my week off. We just had graduation on Saturday.
Oh
The new
wow.
group comes in on this next Sunday, so I've got a couple days off, but we're just cleaning up the kitchen and getting ready to open it back up. So not much time.
Well,
for me.
when I invited Ken on and I told him what night it was going to be, it was just like serendipitous. It was perfect. It was like, yes, that's the one night I'm
Yeah.
off that I can do it. So I was so glad it worked out.
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
Most nights I'm just getting off work now, so this has been great.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Ken. We'll definitely have to have you on again. It's been a blast. We
Yeah.
really appreciate it.
Yeah, well, it's been
Thank you
great
for
talking
sharing
to
your
you guys.
collection.
Like I say, happy to do it anytime.
All right. Make sure, yeah.
You guys have a great
Make
night.
sure to come back. You too. Enjoy I Hate Fairyland 41 when it comes in, brother.
Again, I got a couple weeks. It'll be in the mail to me. Awesome, gentlemen. Have a good one.
You too.
Enjoy Heroes.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank
Ken.
you so
Thank
much,
very
Ken.
much. Man, what a collection! What a collection! I am in awe.
Again,
of this
we see, and that's one of the things, again, I've kind of gotten slack on with the group and stuff. Again, is just the sharing. Even it gets easy to maybe to some of the stuff, over and over, the new books and stuff, which is always super great. But you get somebody like Ken who's been collecting, as long as he has, and the art and the things that he has in his items and the history. It's just super awesome to see, and plus the connection and story with it, especially him sharing it with his son and doing all that stuff. So yeah, super awesome.
Yeah, and as Jerry says here, such a well-deserved win. I mean, and such a humble guy. Like
Yeah.
he's got such a. I mean, his collection is top 2, top 3, maybe top 1 of Scottie's, and he just acts. It's like, oh, I just enjoy talking
Just
about
that
it.
little piece, and it's
But-
like the most obscure Skottie. You're like, I've never seen that before in my life. What like
yeah.
Oh, I just bought a
Yeah.
sketchbook with the one-off Skottie sketch. No big deal. So
I loved talking to him and seeing all the pictures that he sent, and I can't wait to have him back on. Well-deserved win, exactly.
Yes, even if he cost me money, I was greatly appreciative of being able to see his collection.
Yes.
No, it's again, it is what makes it fun. It's like you said, it's for me. It's not just collecting Skottie's art, but collecting with other collectors and getting to see your stuff behind you, or just get new pieces, whatever it is. It just makes it so much more enjoyable having that community, and especially again one that's just one of the least toxic communities I've been a part of. Thankfully, in part to you keeping off bots and all that stuff. But yeah, no, it's super. It's been super fun. So
it's one of the last things I'm going to say about Ken before we move on to I Hate Fairyland, because we're already over an hour, is that some of the images, the art that he posted. We've talked before about collectors that buy stuff and you may never see it again out in the wild. And I have a feeling like everything we saw in Ken's room there, every image we saw, we will never see that up for sale.
Yeah.
That is a black hole collection if I've ever
Yeah.
seen one. And I love that. That's when I didn't get to tell him whenever I said, I hope you don't have the Scott Pilgrim and Ramona Flowers sketch by Skottie.
Oh, because that's why, because he won't ever sell it. Gotcha.
I know I'll never get those if he has them.
I mean, I felt that way with Hagrid. Like you said, I mean, I jokingly said that, but I was like, I know you're not. Like, I was like, I know that this isn't, like you said, even having the Avengers lined up with the person, like, if we ever sell it, that's, the duplicate, whatever. So
yeah, I have a feeling the duplicate, it sounds like, he's willing to trade to help in the community. So the duplicate, I was like, that guy may actually get a call one day, but I doubt we're ever going to get a call for the Hagrid or the Galactus or any of those.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, the Bernard, stuff like that. I mean, that's, again, it's like you said, it's somebody, who collects it, just specifically for Skottie. And also, just to have, those 3 specific, Ghibli, Star Wars, that kind of stuff. It's, and I like to think I'm the same. I would only ever sell if I desperately need to. But it's the same thing. When I get a piece, it's like that I'm getting that piece because I want that piece. I'm not gonna sell that unless I desperately need money suddenly. Game changer for sure. Yeah, seeing his, and again, we, like you said, tip of the iceberg. I mean, I would love for him to go to Heroes just to talk to him more about his collection. Just hearing some of his stuff. Oh, I picked it up for $20, or
$29.
Yeah, and especially
for this one,
for having not met, because I thought it was all directly through Skottie. Like, I've been to cons, for 30 years, and it was like, no, I maybe briefly ran into him, to con, but most of it was online. Which again, is completely understandable. It's tough, flying across the country or getting out, different states, being able to go to conventions. We're lucky to go to the ones we get to. I'm lucky to be able to have family in Heroes Con. That's honestly what makes that so easily accessible, is having family near it to be able to stay with and then go to the convention itself. So I totally get it. And
well, one of the things I can respect that Ken was talking about doing was making phone calls and shooting emails out to people and actually doing the legwork to get some of these pieces that he's got. And we've all been there.
Being on the phone with Marvel about the credit card and being able to get a double copy. I mean, that's exactly it. It's like you said, it's because he wanted the piece and he got the card and got the comic, and I respect the game. So
I honestly, for a second, thought he was going to tell us he got 2 cards to get 2 images. I was like, man, this dude's committed.
He's really won that comic.
Yeah. But yeah, no, just getting the bonus one, that's great. If anybody deserves one, it's definitely him. So.
No, 100%. Yeah.
Well, we are an hour and 8 minutes in.
I know. I was gonna say, getting I Hate Fairyland.
Yeah, it was good. That's all we got. That's all we got time for, folks. Now this is the image that Derek had posted. Yeah. So we'll flip through it. I have a feeling the first few pages here were the ones they previewed. The first 5 pages. So we've kind of seen we had a chance to see these prior to the book being released. And when Skottie and Megan were talking about the gravy thing last night,
yes,
I thought I've heard that story before. Where have I heard it before?
Yeah. Again, that's that's the funny thing, and that's what I love about those YouTube lives, because it's like you said, like I read this, but I was like, I don't like you don't think where does this come from? Where does he pull this stuff? But again, it makes sense, your real life interactions, and for Megan to not like sauces was such an interesting fact to know.
Yeah.
And that actually reminded me, that was one of my other questions that I asked was, I needed to hear more about the rules of sauce. What did that entails of what's acceptable, what's not acceptable, you know, kind of a deal, and
well,
where that, you know, trauma comes from that you don't like, you know, sauces. So.
but the one thing she said that made me like Megan even more was that her favorite thing is biscuits and gravy. Because is there a
It
better comfort food than
it
biscuits and
did
gravy?
really
I
as
love
as
biscuits
a
and gravy.
southern raised boy who loves
Yeah,
biscuits and gravy, I was like, all right, thankfully she loves biscuits and gravy. I was like, if there's anything you love sauce wise, at least it's that, you know. If it was spaghetti or something, I'd be like, eh. But you know, biscuits and gravy, I'm 100% behind. So
well, these first few pages were like I said, previewed already, and then we
yes.
get really into the heart of our story, where they're going on the pub crawl, and oh man,
And
this is so hard to do, Tyler. This is so hard to do quickly.
on the phone, yeah, it's tough. Yeah, this was one of my favorite pages. Excuse me. Mainly because so one, I love for the fact that people can see the left page, the middle panel there, the pig. That's, you know, I feel like it's got to be a reference to Ruined World. There's a pig character, you know, one of the main characters
Uh-huh.
in that story. The gummy bear from his Untold Tales, you know, that was a big thing with his. And then, you know, you can't help but notice somebody, the backside of somebody on that bottom page there drawing Gert. You know, that's Derek Loffman. I mean, that's a, you know, it's a, you know, self-portrait of Derek. And again, and I love when Skottie does this. I love that Derek did this. Yeah,
No,
I'm thinking
that's
I'm thinking it's Derek, you know, the color of the hair and beard, the glasses, you know, I'm definitely got to
it
be
don't have a
Derek
hat. It doesn't
there.
have a
So
hat on. Scotty
yeah,
Scotty's
there's no
kind of
hat.
known
Yeah,
for his hat.
Scotty, the true, very true. It's a telltale sign. Yeah, the hat.
The
Yeah,
other
so
thing
I
about
love
this one,
seeing that.
I got to mention this about Derek, because you know in his image he has like on his avatar or whatever it's called for Instagram, he's got like one of his characters that's got the beard.
Yes.
I always thought Derek was like this lumberjack guy, like this big, you know. And then I saw Derek, and it's like he's a normal guy. He's just a cool.
Yeah.
But I was picturing him having like the beard down to here just for that. I didn't realize that was one of his characters that was in the little picture there. And then Seth said it best when he said it looks like Derek is an image of mine and Tyler's child. If me and Tyler had a child, it would look like Derek. And now, whenever he was on the show last night, every time I looked at Derek, I was like, "Thank you, Seth."
Why
That
would you
image
say
could not.
something? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, anywho, that's neither here nor there.
No, this was fun. Going back on page 2. I like the fact that so they have to drink. They're gonna do this bar crawl, but they have to
Oh
drink
yes,
their waiver
yes.
in these martinis. And she's like, I'm more of a whiskey. And it's like, no. These are the waivers. You have to drink this. You know, it's like, oh, okay. And so that's what then leads to the dungeon after here. So
Yeah.
yeah, so controversial but true.
I almost didn't say it, but we have no
I
filter
know.
here
Yeah,
on,
it's like
on
one of those
Scotty
like.
Talk. So. I had to. I had to. It's true. It's true. It's true. He's
Exactly. Yeah.
but yeah, this is
Goodness.
the drink. Yeah. So the journey begins, and you see all the different things that they have to go through, and the dialogue is so good. We won't read it and spoil it all here, but it's
But I love too, the joke, the continuous running joke. Gert doesn't read things. Gert's just a doer. She's
yeah,
just gonna go in
yes.
and do it. Doesn't matter. I don't need all the details. Just bar crawl, kill things, got it, done. So
Yeah, once again, Gert being Scotty's id, because that's pretty much what Scotty said last night when they started the live stream. Was like, we don't plan to, we don't, have questions, we don't do anything like that. We just do it. And Gert's kind of the same way. And this just shows you her philosophy for life.
I will say, sorry, going back one page again.
Oh,
It took me a few tries on that second page, middle right panel to figure out what that was, and then finally realizing, oh, it's one of Gert's curls, her hair curls. I don't know why. I was like, is that a turd? What is flying through the air here? But it's one of her curls getting cut off. And I was like,
yeah,
okay, that makes a lot more sense now that I realize what that is. So
yeah. Speaking of controversial,
well,
yeah,
I was gonna say it lines up. I gotta say, if you haven't read, Derek and Skottie came out. They talked about it on their podcast or the video last night, the YouTube live, but they did an AMA with each other. They sent each other questions. They had to answer them.
yes,
And my favorite, hands down, has got to be them roasting Jim Mafood for being a handsome gentleman and Derek calling out that he hopes he has a disfigurement in the likes of two buttholes. And I was just cracking up the entire time reading it. You can just tell these two, Derek and Skottie, it makes so much sense why they're enjoying this, why they're having a blast. They work so well together. They have the same, all that stuff, just makes total sense. So
Yeah, the thing that stuck with me was he wants it really high in his back, so he has a back diaper. I love that phrase, back diaper.
Yeah,
so great.
It's like I was like, oh man, I mean, this is ridiculous. This is so good.
But I was chuckling the whole time I was reading that. This is just more conquest that they go on.
Yep. The luck there, dude.
Sorry,
yeah, exactly. Free flowing, exactly. We could have a whole video on just that comment for sure. So,
we're buzzing through these a little bit. Oh, this was one of your favorite guys.
This was one of my favorites. It's Dustin and I talked about it, so it's very much the Indiana Jones. The sand being tossed on the platform. Yeah, the Last Crusade. Plus, the goblet. You got to drink out of. It's one of our favorite sayings in my family. Is like, oh, he chose poorly. Like we would quote that constantly of him choosing the wrong cup. But to use eating and then throw up, and especially to have Larry, I love this. Like, I feel unwell. It's like, good, me too. Let's do this. And Larry's like, do what? And they just barf all over these invisible platforms. I was like, this is the funniest thing. It's so good. Again, Skottie's so good at just taking that thing like, oh yeah, you've seen this before, but you haven't seen it like this, have you? And it's like, no, I've never seen somebody use puke to uncover invisible platforms before. And I'm glad because it's amazing. Like I wouldn't have it any other way seeing Derek and Skottie portray it this way. So
yeah, creative, very creative.
Oh yeah. Doing it, just like her stepping in it. I don't even want to think about it.
Okay, now we get to my favorite page.
Now we get to your favorite, which was really great.
Oh yeah, and I told Tyler this before, and I've told a few other people, but yeah, it was midnight last night. Whenever these go live on Kindle, I happened to wake up because I wasn't planning on it, but I woke up at midnight and I was like, oh man, I'm gonna hurry up and read it. So all the pages that we've seen up to this point, I was half asleep when I was reading them. I laughed, but I wasn't really fully until I got to the heart page. There's something just so black comedy about that.
I'll read this page just so they have the context. So
yes, please do.
So Gert, has been drinking, as we see her on the left page, has had quite a few drinks. On the right, she goes, I know I'm drunk, but I don't think I was that drunk, and points to what we see is, hello, Crawler. I am Gareth the Garplin at the gate. To proceed to the final dungeon, you must play the correct ... And then goes to say, oh my, okay, I'm usually a bit more prepared to be plucked, as Gert proceeds to play him, as we see with the fa la 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 la, hubaloo. And the pose, the face, I can imagine being somewhat sleepy reading this and be like, whoa, hang on, what did I just read? Like, let me take a double take. Like, what is going on here? Like, is what's happening what I think is happening, kind of a deal. So
it's like the first I Hate Fairyland Me Too moment that I saw here. I'm not prepared for this.
Oh man, it's just, you think you've seen it all with I Hate Fairyland, and again, that's what I love about it. Well, I'm so glad, it's making its march to 50th while we're getting Derek on it. It's just, there's just so much you could pull out of this world and do. We've not seen this before with the harp, and just such a fun, great character addition. So,
and then of course, Gert goes on.
Great, you've made it. Whatever, cool. Let's fight with whatever is in here. As we see skulls galore and pigs on fire, and somebody saying you've made a grave mistake. So,
this is so good. As we build up to this is such a great reveal.
And I don't know why it didn't dawn on me.
Me neither.
Dragon shadow, breathing fire. Gert's, preparing as usual. Larry, where's my axe? I need my axe. And then, all of a sudden we see like, wait a minute, like, Gert, is that you? And it's like, Yeah, but how the spell do you know my name? And it's like, well, because it's Duncan. Duncan's
Duncan.
back. We
Love it.
love
Love it.
Duncan. Duncan the
We do.
Dragon.
We do. Could not be a better reveal because now that
Oh
I was
yeah.
fully awake, I was so prepared for I
Well,
wasn't sure.
yeah, no, and I was gonna say, and again, I love the fact that we see him happy because at last we left Duncan, it's like Gert says, it's been good catching up, buddy. You've come a long way from that old pea cover outhouse you came here in.
Yeah.
As we saw, just like Gert, Duncan growing up was not having a great time. And thankfully, has found his calling, opened up a bar and is doing this for, people who attend the bar crawl. And yeah, I'm just so happy to see him back and see him smiling. So
How many people has Duncan killed in this story though?
yeah, tons.
Yeah, so that's kind of glossed over the fact that this
Oh
happy
yeah.
reunion on a bed of skulls.
Yeah, on a bed
Only,
of, yeah,
only
it's
in
like
fairy,
how many there? It's like, oh yeah, we don't
all
need
of
to
them.
talk about that. Yeah.
Yeah, only in fairyland. But yeah, such a
But
good conclusion to the
yeah,
part.
she gets the goblet. It's like, here you go. You get to drink the goblet and your heart's desire. Just remember, and it's like, all right, time to go home. And it's like,
I don't think so,
well,
Dorothy.
yeah, we're not going home. What's happening? And it's like, well, that clearly wasn't your heart's desire. And it's like, well, what was then? And we see Larry
Get
get
roasted.
fried, which, I'm
Yeah,
curious.
so
I'm assuming that had to have been Duncan who, lets off the little bit of fire to roast him. And the two of them just have a good laugh over it, of course.
yeah, it looks like it came from the left. That was my assumption too. From the panel
Yeah.
below it was that Duncan did it. So
So honestly, that's an interesting thing then. So maybe that wasn't it. So maybe something else has occurred that we don't know about that we'll see in the next issue or, coming issues that maybe her heart's desire was fulfilled, whatever that might have been. So
oh, that's a good point. I didn't even
I
realize
didn't
that.
think about it till just now, but I was like, because if Duncan
Tiffany.
did the fire, yeah, then it's like, okay, well, maybe something else had to have, occurred or happened. So
Yeah, well, uh, we could have discussed this for greater lengths, but seeing Ken's collection was worth it, and we want
no,
everybody to be able to enjoy this tonight. I mean, everybody go out and buy this copy, buy 2 or 3 copies of it. We want to
yes,
get strong sales.
yeah, as we saw, and I'm gonna go back here. As we saw, the covers are great, and just to point out a few of the art things again, I'm so happy Derek is on this. I loved his Untold Tales again. I've been following Derek for years. I realized when they were talking that I had backed his first Kickstarter. I think it was his first one, his extra large art book one that he had. That's where I found him, and I was like, "Whoa, who's this artist? I gotta have this art book," and started backing on Patreon. And yeah, I mean, it's just so cool to see again 2 of my favorite artists working together, and his style works so well with Skottie's writing, and I can't wait to see what the 2 of them come up with. I totally forgot. I just realized I totally forgot to put it. Would have been spoilers, but if you haven't seen their live last night, Derek was inking page 43, which was incredibly awesome to get to see. There was a hilarious character, which will be known as Apple Pie for the moment, because we're not entirely sure who or what that is. It wasn't the
Yeah,
case. They were just referring to it as Apple Pie at the moment, but
yeah.
it's something that supposedly is pivotal, or is a big reveal kind of a deal. So I'm looking forward to what that may be. So
It was a food issue too. Issue 43 was a food issue, so
yes.
that's why everybody first guessed apple pie, and without colors there to differentiate it from apple pie or a block of cheese or
I was
whatever it
gonna
could
say I
be.
like the cheese wheel theory
Yeah,
too. That is a piece of the cheese wheel. So true. Yes. Yeah. We got. I mean, there's so many characters. That Claudia. Smile. And there's a lot of characters. That could always, because again, as they kind of say,
well,
nobody ever really dies in Derry. Nobody ever really dies in I Hate Fairyland. So
absolutely not. You know who gets introduced in issue 42 is Helicorn.
yes.
So to be continued here. I mean, I don't know if the introduction is going to be right off the bat, or if there's going to be build up to him, or what how he's going to play into the story.
Well, I was gonna
Here.
say maybe that's it. Maybe that was the heart's desire, was to be a part of all these crazy worlds or something. Maybe
Yeah,
Helicorn was the wish. I mean, which is a great wish. I mean, who wouldn't want Helicorn?
yeah,
I
absolutely.
can't wait. It's again. I almost ran out today because I had the car. I was able to go, but I didn't unfortunately have time. But I can't wait to pick this up this weekend. it's going to be a blast to read in person and begin collecting covers again. I mean, this is one of my favorite series from Skottie, so I'm just so happy to see this back. So,
Well, I'll spoil this a little bit. Derek is planning on coming on the show sometime in July. And
yes.
the first date that I gave him as an option, if it works for him, is July 9th, which is when 42 comes out. So
Oh, nice.
I'm really hoping that's when it works out. But if not, it'll be the week after or 2 weeks after that. So it'll be
That'll
fun
be
to
really
discuss
cool.
42
Yeah.
with him. I just was hoping 42 was out by the time he got to come on. And it
Yeah.
looks like it's going to work out that way. So I really want to discuss the origin and the creative process of Helicord. But issue 41 will still be fresh in our minds by that point.
No, for sure, yeah, and you know, if it is after, then we can still, you know, discuss 42. It'll just be, you know, a week or so after. But yeah, hopefully that works out. That'd be really cool to. I mean, it's gonna be great to get him on, just like Brett Bean. I'm sure he'll be an amazing guest. I mean, it was so fun watching him last night with Skottie and Megan. So
Yeah, that's how we feel too.
yeah, breaking news. So
yeah, that's how me and Tyler will look the whole episode.
it's gonna be like, yeah,
Yeah,
mhm.
yeah. There's an old Saturday Night Live skit where Chris Farley would like have Paul McCarthy on, I think it was, and he would just be like, you know, when you did that thing, that was awesome. That's gonna be us the whole show.
You know, that
When
one
you threw that
time,
panel,
that's just really cool. It's like, yep,
yeah, when you
exactly.
drew Garrett the Heart, that was awesome. Man,
Yeah.
that was great. So,
No,
all
that's
right.
exactly it.
Well, we are an hour and a half in, so we are kind of buzzing through, so we don't take everybody's time up too much. But me and Tyler both got stuff in this week, so we're not going to pass up an opportunity to.
Not at all. I'll let. I have revealed mine, so I'll let you go. I want to see.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to see what you have. Unless you
Well,
want me to
that
go,
was
I'll go first. I don't mind.
I,
Either one.
I can go ahead. I'll go ahead since I have mine here while you get yours. But
Look at that.
Yep,
Up a
that's the
little bit.
wrong
There we
camera.
go. Yep.
Yeah, I'm looking at my computer. So I ended up. This has been on eBay for a little bit, and
Yeah.
it's 11 by 17, which is what sold it on me because I have a space on my wall that'll fit perfectly.
Mm.
And so I had a coupon on eBay, and I thought I had to get this. And it's pretty cool. There's the note from. I won't show the person's name at the top, but there's the
Oh,
note
that's
from
cool.
on the back of it. So nice little
So
story
funny
there.
because mine's the same. I have the one note with my elf piece, which I keep forgetting. I need to share on Instagram. I didn't really need to share that piece, but it is funny to get somebody else's name on the note and be like, well, you know, that's great. That's a great piece for sure. So, oh no. I don't know. I don't know what you did. Oh.
I think I canceled the show. I threw the show off there. Okay.
Oh my
The
goodness. There
person
we
the
go.
person the person that I bought it from is a member of the group, and she messaged me after I bought it and said, "Oh, I can't wait to see that on your wall." And I was like, "Oh, okay." I was like, "Hey, what's your?" Because eBay names you can't tell who's who. And
Yeah.
she told me her name, and I remember her, and she's posted it on there before, so I thanked her for selling it, and
Oh, that's really cool.
told her I would take good care of it. So
Again, it's like we, talked with Ken, it's awesome. You had to be able to pass on a piece if you have to somebody else, who's collecting and into the art and stuff. So,
well, if I don't mess you up now and cut you off.
No, I know. Yeah. So I got two pieces. So mine are original art pages from Brett Parson, who did an Untold Tales of I Hate Fairyland. So Brett Parson, for those who remember, was originally set to be the artist to take over for I Hate Fairyland before Brett Bean. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. We don't know quite sure why. But he at least did his Untold Tales. And I've been recently following his art. I love Grommets. For those of you who haven't read Grommets, Grommet is an amazing comic book series. He was nice enough to give me a print for Grommets as well. It's about skateboarding in the 80s. The art is just gorgeous. The comic itself is just so cool that like telling, of coming of age stories, Stand By Me, Goonies, all that kind of stuff. Wrote Cheers Brett on the bottom there was just super cool. A sticker as well. He didn't have to do that. He was incredibly nice. But this page popped up. I started following him on Patreon, and this page popped up. So funny enough, these are Skottie's kids. So for those who don't remember, this is when Gert finds Skottie in the real world and it's like, hey, put me back, in. And so they do, but unfortunately, Skottie's kids get caught up in the mayhem along with his dog there that does not have a good landing, unfortunately.
Oh no.
But this was such a great page. And then thankfully I asked him if he happened to have any more, which he did. And this one was an even more awesome piece to see.
The best page of the issue.
So this was
is so good.
Yeah, this is an homage. This is Skottie's office. So I mean, we can break down. I mean, there's I Hate Fairyland, the poster. There's Middle West. There's Boy at the End. There's the Deadpool statue, the Skottie the Spider-Man plush, I Hate Fairyland cover, Rocket Raccoon. I mean, it is just crazy the amount of nods to Skottie. I mean, not even mention the Skottie bust that obviously Skottie doesn't have. Maybe he does. Who knows?
I didn't notice that, Tyler. That's awesome.
I know. Yeah. That little the little bust there of him.
Yeah.
So
he puts his spare hats on them. That's
exactly.
Great.
I make sure they fit.
The axe.
And then, the I Hate Fairyland, the Gert statue there. And the main thing, the reason why I bought it was because I told Brett, I said, I really want a page with you having drawn Skottie on it. I love when people draw Skottie. I love when Skottie draws himself, but I love when other people draw Skottie. And he posted that he has many others too from this. I mean, at least I think like 10 or so others. But yeah, I was just so pleased to add this stuff to my collection. Thankfully, I reached out to Skottie and them. He is willing to sign this piece for me because I asked him, I just said, hey, it's a great homage to you and your art and everything. If you wouldn't mind, if you're, okay signing it, I would love that. So I'm going to bring this one to Heroes to get signed. I can't wait. But yeah, I'm super pleased to add these to the collection. Again, Brett's art, if you haven't, Brett Parson, like I said, if you don't follow him, definitely go look him up. His art is fantastic. Like I said, he did Grommets. Definitely go check out Grommet.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'll handle. I can handle it. It might be the phone. It might just be tough on the phone. So
no, I'm doing it on a laptop.
Oh, is it? Oh, gotcha.
What the heck am I doing? I have no idea why I keep messing that up. Oh, I'm clicking the remove. Oh, okay. I'm clicking the remove from stage.
I was gonna say, it's that top. It's that top. Yeah, the top left box is solo layout, and then you exit. Yeah, solo layout. So.
Dang it! This is embarrassing, man. This is bad.
No, but yeah,
sorry,
his art. No, you're good. Yeah, his art's fantastic, and like I said,
it really is.
I'm going to be picking up hopefully some more original art from him. I told him, I would love to pick up more if Heroes Con wasn't, on the way. So I'm trying my best to save for that. It's been failing miserably, unfortunately.
You would never know Heroes Con is next week.
My gosh, yeah, 9 days, single digits, and my wallet has been hurting, unfortunately.
That's all right.
But well worth it. So
absolutely. Yeah. I am so glad you got that piece. Because had you not bought it, me or Seth one would have got
I know. I felt bad. I found it and I showed Dustin and Skottie the first page. And then before Seth even mentioned it, I asked him if he had any more. And Seth was like, ask him if he has more. And I was like, oh, I'm way ahead of you.
He beat us.
And he sent it to me. And I was like, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm going to have to call dibs on this page because it's just too good.
And if you can't honor dibs, then what kind of honor system do you have among friends? So we
what
are
kind
dibs.
Of people are we? But no, I'm again, and y'all are a big part of helping me into the original art world and stuff, and it's been a blast. So, it's so fun to add these to the collection. So
I'm glad you got that. I'm glad Skottie's still signing. He's the central focal point of that page with Gert. So yeah, it makes sense that he would sign that one. So yeah, really, and everybody tune in the week after Heroes. Maybe even during our hero show, you'll get to see it signed. So
true, cool. Very true,
All right, we'll try to buzz through these last ones just so we don't keep everybody on too long. We're hitting the hour 35-minute mark. But yeah, quick new pre-orders. The Virgin 1:25 ratio variant of Imperial 1 is now up for pre-order. This is the second printing. I don't think I said that at first. And then also, Seth found this one. I'll give him credit for it. The X-Men of Apocalypse Alpha #1 Skottie Young variant. but I don't think it's up on previews or any of the orders yet, other than some shops. But be on the lookout to pre-order that one.
Yeah, I'm so glad he turned me on to that app and I don't check it nearly as much as he does. Thankfully, he shares when he finds it, but it's great for
very generous.
keeping up with new stuff. So,
new Skottie, I won't say that. New Skottie shop. Yeah, no, I'll tell you after the show. New Skottie shop orders. The issue 42 1-in-10 ratio variant went up as a signed, unsigned, or CGC'd. Tyler, did you get this one?
Yes, I of course grabbed the CGC version of both this and
I was gonna say, Tyler, did you get this one? Is Heroes is 9 days away?
Oh, it's so bad. I hate. Why does everyone keep dropping stuff? I'm like, we've got Heroes. You don't gotta drop bombs on us before we go there. So
yeah, so this is the Simile edition. So this is the I Hate Fairyland. I guess they're all volume 1 now, but volume 1, issue 1, the very first issue. So there's non-foil, foil, and then there's this blank sketch. The blank wasn't available at the Skottie shop, but you can get it from your local comic book shop or pre-order place.
And that one is a white blank. As some people, prefer Seth. It seemed like preferred that. I'm a fan of the pink and the greens we've gotten, but I'll take a white blank variant and get a cool remark on that or sketch.
I'll take it too. We don't see color here at the Skottie Talk. We'll take any of the colors they have. So
I'll take all the I Hate Fairyland covers for sure.
That's right. So Strange Academy, we are done. Omnibus, this is now available at the Skottie shop with the 3 lovely book plates there. Lovely something. There were 3 awesome book plates from the Strange Academy world. So I want to get this. I don't need to do it right now with Heroes coming up, but I want this. I really do.
I would get it if I didn't already get it through my local comic store. I'm pretty sure it's waiting for me this weekend when I go. Yeah. So I'll have to see because I wanted the book plates. I have a few of the book plates from the previous the Strange Academy. I don't know if I have all 3. I might have all 3. And I have to double check because I know I got they did the hardcover of the first volume, and then something else. But I don't know if I have that Doctor Strange one specifically. I could be wrong, but I definitely wanted to add to this. I love Omnibus. I love hardcover, big compiled editions. I don't know why, especially if it has Skottie art on it, which this one does. So it was super cool, as we've talked about, to see his art on this this Omnibus. So.
Tyler likes big books, and he cannot lie.
Exactly.
I'm full of it tonight, man. It's finished up strong.
Oh man!
Last week we revealed the first unoriginal print that's going to be released at Heroes Con, the Edge of Spider-Verse. Well, the day or so after that they revealed that I Hate Fairyland #1 will be the #2 print, that were unoriginal print. So, are you getting both of these, or are you getting? I know you're getting the I Hate Fairyland one, but. I thought you said last week you wanted the Edge of Spider-Verse too.
I'm just gonna get all of them.
Okay. Yeah,
I guess I can, because I didn't tell Seth and you. I guess I'll reveal it here. So I went ahead a few days ago and bought the 7 remaining unoriginal prints I didn't have. So now I'm like, well, now I have to have all of them. So I'm just gonna buy all 5 at the con and just call it a day. Just cry afterwards. So
you said all 5. Do we know there's gonna be 5?
No, I'm assuming. I don't know how many they'll be.
They had 8 last time, 7 or 8.
They had I think 8 the first time, and then I think 7 the second.
I couldn't remember what it was, but
I think there was a number difference, I know, between the 2 sets, but I think, like I said, I think it was 8.
Yeah, I couldn't recall off the top of my head
the first time. So yeah, I'm banking on around the number, but yeah, definitely, I liked Edge of Spider-Verse, but definitely have to have the I Hate Fairyland. Especially, again, I love the fact that this is, the non-official, or not non-official, but the non-final cover. Yeah. This was the cover because I had seen this one only one website. I was randomly looking up I Hate Fairyland stuff and stumbled across this, and I was like, why does this look different than the official? What is this? This is Skottie's art clearly, but this isn't I Hate Fairyland, we know. and to find out this was, what he was able to present with I Hate Fairyland when it was announced, and then the official version later on down the road. This here. So yeah, super cool. I'm so glad. And we, funny enough, we talked about that too. Funny enough, they announced I Hate Fairyland after we just discussed like, hey, maybe they'll have an original art print, not just, Marvel and stuff, but his own, I Hate Fairyland. So, I'm glad they heard that, quickly made the call, got those all printed out, just in time for Heroes. So.
They turn. There's a really quick turnaround time. Yeah, a 2-hour turnaround time.
Exactly. Yeah, they were like, "Oh my goodness, that's a great idea. We have to do this." So,
absolutely.
No, yeah, I can't wait. They haven't revealed more, but we'll have to see. So.
It's like Skottie jumping out of a bush and then going back in real quick there.
The Simpsons, like he's just like. Slowly
came out too soon, Skottie. He came out too soon. But first YouTube, I did not realize they had not did a YouTube live since April 9th of 2024. So it was several months ago when we saw the last one. But for anybody that hasn't watched it yet, and I doubt all of you all have watched it. I know if you're listening to us, you had time to listen to that one.
If you listen to us, I hoped you listened to that one for sure.
Please tell me you did. It was so much more worth. Yeah, other than Ken's part, I don't want to.
Yeah. We only downplay ourselves. We don't ever downplay our guests. Was awesome. For sure.
Yeah, had Ken not been on to save the show, this would have been a train wreck. But thankfully, Ken came on and he was great. But the show last night, in all seriousness, was really fun. Megan, Derek, and Skottie did a wonderful job with. And I looked. I mean, gosh, they had. Like a half hour before the show, there was 30 plus people waiting on them to come. I was one of them. He's like, I'm sure Tyler was, but yeah, so they had good numbers. There was this morning there was over 1,200 views already. They hit over 100 viewers pretty quickly. The questions were flowing fast and furious. So it was a good time. Make sure y'all check it out. And,
Derek was inking issue 43, like we talked about. You got to see a little bit of spoilers there, even though I love Derek's like, yeah, there's no spoilers, and Skottie's like, that's clearly a spoiler right there, but thankfully nobody knows for what. So
yeah, we would have not have known it was a spoiler unless Skottie.
I know, yeah, like if you hadn't called it out, but now it's like, okay, now I gotta dig in and get us some fan theories, but no, it was great. Yeah,
he was awesome, and he made it look so effortlessly. How he was just inking and talking, and it was just almost natural, just so natural to him. So.
Yeah, no, it was one of the few times I've seen him live. He's gone live on Instagram a few times doing sketches from Kickstarters and stuff, but that was like my first time really seeing him live and video and stuff, talking and chatting with other people. So it was really cool to get to see, again, you just can kind of tell who a person is by, watching stuff like that. And they both seem, just so great. And again, they're so similar, their interest and personalities. So yeah, I'm so glad to hear they're having a blast and it's only going to continue. So yeah, cheeseheads, is that where we're?
Yeah. Oh, and my comment sections were way down. Yeah. Seth had mentioned the same thing about me dropping any of the I Hate Fairyland hard to find books.
It was funny. It didn't even occur to me the Substack exclusive metallic or the foil cover. Yeah, that would have been,
Yeah, I picked my favorites on that one, and that was kind of on me. that was mine. I picked the ones I liked from that one. So
that's fair. Yeah.
So 9 more days to Heroes. We're very excited about
9 days.
Next week when we do the show will be 2 days. Our show next week may be a really quick show. I hadn't talked to Tyler yet, but one of the things, since it's leading up to Heroes and we don't have a whole lot of time, Tyler's going to be leaving. We may just look at some of the sketches that Skottie has did at Heroes Con auction and kind of just guess what we're going to think the sketch is going to be or the painting is going to be, just so we can have a quick show so Tyler can get ready for Heroes. And then we'll
on Friday? Is that on Friday?
Shoot, no, we're doing Wednesday or we might even do Tuesday. We'll just do something.
Yeah, I might have to do Tuesday. Like I said, Wednesday I'll be gone already. So I could still maybe do it, but I'll be with families.
Let's do Tuesday. We'll do a Tuesday show next week, and we'll try to keep it a half-hour show. I just want to hit the 8 or 9 pieces that we could find from the Heroes.
I know that's a great idea to talk about. We've already kind of discussed what we think it might be, so I think that's a good topic to go with. So we'll come back after Heroes and all that, we'll get back to Merch Madness. Don't worry,
Yes,
Britton. I know you're
yes.
really excited to talk about Gentle Giant and statues. So,
Oh, I love that show. That was a
oh
fun
yeah,
show too.
that was
So
what, just like 12. Not, there's so many more to
it's
go. So.
very little. Yeah, that's gonna be a 10-part. It's gonna be a Kid Burns Civil War documentary
Oh
style.
goodness.
Um,
Oh man.
oh, and pins. Britt,
Yes.
does he collect pins? Is that what he's saying?
Yeah, he has a lot of pins. I don't know how many Skottie specific pins he has. I don't think he doesn't like
Oh,
exclusive, he doesn't specifically collect
but
Skottie pins, but I think
would
he
you
loves pins, so.
would you be okay if I extend an invitation to Britain for that show,
No,
for
definitely
the pin
not. We
show?
don't want him. We don't want
Okay,
him
okay.
on the no,
Never mind.
no,
Never
no.
mind. Never
No,
mind.
that would be our numbers would go down.
Yeah, well, they
He's
can't get much lower. We'll
Yeah,
be negative
he has
like
4 pins. So funny enough, he has more pins of Scotties than
oh.
I do. I don't have any
What's funny is he has more
Skottie
pins
pins.
than me and you combined. So that's
Yeah. I just don't want to go down the rabbit hole. That's a scary rabbit hole to go down with
it
pins,
is.
with Scotties. So maybe one day.
Tyler's
Tyler's
like, hey, before I forget, Tyler, since we're rounding out the episode, do you have the wheel ready to go for the giveaway?
Oh my goodness, no, I do not. That was one thing I completely forgot about. I'll get that ready while you
I forgot
talk.
to even. Hey, for anybody that's still watching that participated in
Oh my goodness.
You Complete Me challenge, Ken obviously was the winner, but we had 51 other participants that were going to give away a $25 Skottie Shop gift card. Wow, we waited an hour and 46 minutes into the show to announce it. One of the things that me and
Yep.
Tyler have been trying to do is do a giveaway each month. This is still technically May, so we'll have one for June as well. But you don't have to be on to watch it to win, obviously. And while he's pulling this up, this was the last bit of news that dropped this week. Heroes released their schedules for the panels. We knew that Skottie's panel was going to be on Sunday. It's at 2 o'clock in room 209 EF. And it just kind of says that he's going to fill an hour just telling great stories, much like last night and like every other stream that Skottie does. Very entertaining. He's a natural storyteller, if you can't tell by all the stuff he writes. So I've only been to a handful of panels in my whole life. And one of the ones I went to was a Skottie panel. And that hour flew by so fast. And I believe he was on with Hickman at that panel.
Mm.
And Hickman was having a good time with Skottie, and Skottie was telling such good stories that it was like a blink of your eye and it was over with. It was so good.
I mean, he's just so entertaining. He's so good at again, just like you said, I mean, it's because he's just, wings it, just whatever topic comes to mind. It doesn't need anything specific. He'll just talk kind of like, I mean, again, we'll talk your ear off. He can talk your ear off. I mean, those are some of, in my personal opinion, not that I'm biased, are some of the more fun people to, listen to at a thing like that. So yeah, I can't wait for this. Yeah, live stream it. Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
Well,
about to see.
Megan said, I think Megan said she might try to do that. Either that or the auction. I can't remember, or not the auction, the art creation, the art piece.
Oh yes, yeah.
But I may, if it's permitted. I don't know if how they'll permit what they can show.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, if they're allowed. Yeah.
I might do a live stream with the Facebook group and have my handy dandy tripod out, my selfie stick that I did not realize was a selfie stick, and try to let everybody see it if it's permitted. I'll ask, and if it is, I'll post it for the group to see. I'll try my best, guys, because that'll be the last thing. When that's over with, I'll be hitting the road back to Kentucky. So
I'll have a little bit of time before my flight, but yeah, it's gonna be a good way to end the week and the day. So
absolutely, make sure to grab the print, the exclusive print, and it'll be posted to the group as soon as we find out what that print's going to be. It may be
can't
that day.
Wait.
We don't know, but okay. I think that's all we've got. Let me make sure.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. Other than the meetup, it sounds like we run out a pretty good crew there. I did look. Somebody said, "Have you made reservations?" They don't take reservations. I think I said that last week. Buffalo Wild Wing does not take reservations. So, but someone said it should be relatively empty on a Thursday afternoon. So we should be okay. We'll run them all off.
Yeah, we'll get wings. It'll be fine. It'll be great.
That's right. And if you want to be on Skottie Talk like Ken was tonight, please join us. Like I said, we still got Shane. Shane has to work a lot of Wednesday nights, so he can't be on. But we're going to make sure and get him on one night because he's a huge Skottie fan as well.
Yes. No, I mean,
Oh, good
Yeah,
gosh,
as you
you were
can see
fast.
here, we've got lots of Skottie fans. One thing I didn't realize, you could shuffle the names, so I went ahead and did that just to give some extra randomness to the name pool. A lot of names here, though. Thank you, Dustin, for messaging me these, because without that, I would not have been able to get this in time
Yeah.
at
He
all.
didn't type these in that fast. So.
No, I thankfully copied and paste from
Absolutely.
Facebook Messenger. So without further ado, 10 out of 1, it'll be Orion. Here we go.
Or
Drum
Orion or
roll.
Seth. Oh man, so tiny.
Oh, Keith Danger Berkman.
And he is a frequent flyer on here. So congratulations, Keith.
Big
We'll leave that up here a
congrats.
second. It wasn't Orion.
It was close to Shane, because that's who you were just talking about being on the show. So I was like,
Keith's
wow, what are
what
the chances?
I don't wanna, downplay Keith, because Keith's a cool guy. Any of these guys that participated were worthy recipients of this. So Keith, if you're watching, message me. If you're not, I'll message you, and we'll get your $25 Skottie Shop gift card sent over to you. So
lots of
plenty of
new
stuff
to use it on.
So hopefully it won't stay in your inbox too long, and you'll throw it back out there to them. So, all right, that's all I got, man. My voice is about gone. So if you want to finish it up strong,
I've been burnt out, so it's No, we like we said, we thank all of you for sticking with us. We try to keep things, as tight as we can, but we just love talking Skottie, as our title of our show implies, and especially when we have on awesome people like Ken and like Dustin said, we'll have Shane on, other people we hope to have on. We love seeing people's collection, why they got into Skottie, all that kind of stuff. So we look forward to you next week. Like you said, we'll probably be Tuesday, since I'll fly out the Wednesday for Heroes. Definitely we'll look forward to that. Hopefully talking about, the sketch that Skottie will maybe do that weekend. And then after that, we'll get back to our regular scheduled programming. But until then, stay fresh, live messy, and we'll catch you guys next week.